some rain in LA though. Yes. So, good morning at home, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for getting out of bed, for setting your clocks properly to get here on time. Well, that especially in LA. The fact that you even got here on time is astounding. All right, so now if you'll take a moment, just make sure the phones are off so there's no ringing, dinging, blinging, because that can only be done by spirit today. I appreciate it. We do this once a month. It's every second Sunday of the month, and we have an amazing service planned today. We have professional mediums in the house. Actually, we have a really special talk today about astrology, so I'm actually really excited. My birthday's coming up, so I was going to ask her for, so what about this side? What happened to talk about March 21st? It's just beautiful, but as always, we are going to start with a message from Spirit. And this one, I couldn't believe this one. I was like, oh, Spirit. Okay, Max, ready? You are always supported. Even at times when you feel lonely, we are by your side. When you have felt unloved, we have always loved you immensely. When you have feel abandoned, we are always here gently reminding you that you are everything you need. We help you to mend your broken heart, lift your spirit, and to tell you that you are magical in so many ways. All that we desire is for you to see the greatness that we already see within you. Happiness, it lies within. Your happiness is not coming. Your happiness is already here. Let go of searching outside of yourself for love, validation, and approval. It is from within you that you will see all of the love, support, and beauty that we have given you. There is no need to search and ask and wonder if you have been left out, for you are one with us. Release the fear that makes you question. Release the fear that makes you feel alone, for you are never alone. Celebrate and support your soul, for that soft light that flickers deep within your soul is ready to shine so brightly to illuminate the world around you. You are greatly needed to share your love, beauty, gifts, and kindness. You are exactly what is needed today and every day to inspire others. Recognize the love that we have for you and the magic and the greatness that is within you. You are meant to deliver this magic and love to the universe and make a difference in the lives of others. Use your soul to illuminate beyond any measure you believe is possible. For we promise it is not only possible, it is destiny. Wasn't that nice? I wanted to go conquer the world after. I was like, okay, where am I going? But always the message. Whenever the message comes, that's when the inspiration for the talk comes after. And it made me wonder, what is holding us back? What is preventing us from our own greatness and from fulfilling our greatest potential? And why do we let the opinions of others impact us so much? Why do we let it stop us from fulfilling what we know we're supposed to achieve, what we know is possible within us? Why are we settling for a box that we don't even like living in? And part of that, I believe, is because we recognize that we are one, and we want to be one, and we want to be connected, and we want that feeling of love from one another. And Of course we're supposed to, because each of us, it's so within us to love. We're loving beings. You know, we came from one, right? So even though we're technically separated here, the physical, our soul remembers that we are one. So you say, why does this part of me not like me? Why does this part of me reject me? I don't understand. We're one. And when we can remember and get back to that we're one, that we are together, then maybe we can just let go of that need, that validation of what someone else is thinking and feeling. And remember that everything we need is already within us. So that we stop getting out of our way, or we stop letting others push us out of our way. Because if we do that, we're only stopping ourselves from our fullest happiness, whether that's love or career, ambition, a purpose. We all have a purpose. We all have this mission. We all have this greatness that is within us. But sometimes we let that logical mind, that chatterbox, that fear, that what if, stop us from just saying what if. And when we can take that moment to go inward and connect to our highest self, our soul self, our spirit self, the universe, all of the answers are already there. We just get caught on the 405 sometimes. But when that message came through, it reminded me how wonderful the people around us really are. When you see someone's soul, you know, even if they're in pain, even if they're letting fear get in their way, you can see this beauty in someone, can't you? You see this light. And so we want to help, you know, we want to encourage. If you're from New Jersey, you want to give your opinion. But it is this blessing that we have, not a curse, that we worry about what others think of us. When we can rise up within and know if you're in alignment with yourself and who you are and what you want, and you know that you're doing it for the right reasons, for the right purpose, with the right intention, you can actually hold the space for someone else who may not understand. And you can show them through your own greatness, through your own love, through your own humanity, through your own kindness, what is possible for them to feel and see and hear and know. So take a moment today and think about, what is your purpose? What is your mission? What is it you really want? What do you need to feel fulfilled? It's probably a lot more simple than what you think. It may not be that big house or that fancy car. It may just be knowing that you're making a difference. And each of us has struggles. We did, unless I'm the only one. Am I the only one? Just you. I'm good. Right? You at home, I'm sure. But these struggles really show us how strong we are, how resilient we are, and how nothing really can stop us. Only we can stop ourselves from fulfilling what we're meant to do. So not that they're putting a lot of pressure on you today to think about change the world. I want you to relax. Just that, you know, don't leave here and go, oh my goodness, now what? Now what am I? How? No, just relax and enjoy. But just remember that that purpose might be that when someone looks at you as if it's in judgment, if someone looks at you as if with disapproval, if someone looks at you with misunderstanding. Take a moment and hold this space. And rather than feel a need to be defensive, just open your heart and send them love. Send them the love, because really whatever they're missing is within themselves. And you have that power, you have that ability to share the love, to share the kindness, to help send them the heart, the love, the validation that somehow they feel that they're missing, that they haven't been able to see within themselves. Okay? So that is your inspiration for today. Are you all inspired? Now, like I said, we have the fun part today. So, as you know, with the services, we have professional mediums that are going to deliver messages from loved ones in spirit. Some of them may not be such loved ones. That's your problem. They're still going to give them. But what we do like to do is also have an expert in to give us a professional talk about a different modality, something to kind of help open us up, to help something that we may not know enough about or have heard about but don't fully understand. And so today, I'm very, very excited to have an expert in the house to talk about astrology. And it's fascinating because, yes, she's a master astrologer. Yes, she's an evolutionary astrologer, but she's also an inspirationalist. She does these videos all the time to sit there and share the love, to share the light, to tell you what's coming up, to kind of help you understand in a way that makes it feel less fearful, in a way that makes you go, I can do this. And, to do those videos takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of dedication. And it just shows her commitment to the work and to the volume of helping others. So I would love to introduce Lori St. Clair.
I said your name just in case you forgot.
Yes, I am Lori St. Clair. What a beautiful talk, Colby. I am inspired, and it just makes me so happy to be up here and following Colby, because astrology is my passion, and what she was speaking about, that's what I look to do when I do astrology. It's always my goal to help people see the best in themselves, to be able to get out of their way. When an astrologer, when you go to see an astrologer, people often say, what do you do as an astrologer? You give the person your date of birth, your time of birth, your place of birth, and then the astrologer will run your chart. So it's a birth chart. It's also known as a natal chart. And this, to me, is your map. It's your life map. People say life doesn't come with a guidebook. It does. It's called an astrology chart. And it contains a lot of information. I will tell people, if you don't want me to know everything, don't let me do your chart. But it really is such an amazing modality, because it just gives you opportunity to really express your full potential. All of the planets up in the sky, they represent a certain aspect of your psyche. Like Mercury, planet Mercury deals with the way that you learn, the way that you communicate, the way that you think. The moon has to do with your emotions. So all of these planets are giving information and how you can express these things. And then in the chart, if you guys have ever seen them, I know people in here have actually had their charts done by me, so sorry. But if you've ever seen a chart, it's divided into segments. And those are the areas of life where these things might be happening. Or I liken it to a stage where a play is taking place. And so where the planets are will indicate where action might be happening. And doing evolutionary astrology, let me talk about that. A lot of people don't know that there are a lot of different types of astrology. Just even having Vedic astrology, which is Eastern astrology, and then you have Western astrology, you have financial astrology, there's many specialties. Medical astrology, which is fantastic. I do just a very minimal amount of that for when people are having surgery done. That's a really great use of astrology. Timing is everything. It doesn't mean that the day will be perfect, but you can lessen, things that you might run into as difficulties. So why not? Mundane astrology is world politics, which I definitely do not focus on. I'm much more, on the ground, one person makes a difference. So that's, what I focus on, and that's what really I love. I got into astrology very young. Actually about 9, I was starting to buy books. But let's see, it's funny because I was saying, I had said to myself, I will never speak before a mediumship demonstration again. The energy gets so charged up. And all the spirits are wanting to come through, and it makes you, forget what you're talking about. But anyways, with that being said, I do want to let you know that it's funny because Colby, she's an Aries like myself, and yes, I was going to talk about Aries in particular today because the planet Mercury is going retrograde soon. It's actually going to be on March 22nd, so this is just an astrological heads up. So Colby's birthday's April 21st. So
March 21st.
Yeah, March 21st, beginning of Aries. So when Mercury goes retrograde, a lot of people dread it. They say, oh my God, Mercury's going retrograde, there's going to be difficulties, which there can be. So this is why we like to use astrology, is to minimize difficulties. We want to use the energy in the best way possible. It's like getting the weather forecast. You can choose to take an umbrella with you. You can leave your umbrella at home, but it's up to you. So there's always free will, So with the evolutionary astrology, that's very much what is focused upon, is free will and empowerment. It doesn't focus on prediction so much. It gives you the potential so that you can make informed decisions and use it to the best, the energies to the best of your ability. It also focuses on past life and things that you might have done before, and those are ruts. We like to do what's comfortable, keep doing them. And then what your evolutionary growth point in this lifetime is, what you're working on integrating. So back to Mercury going retrograde. When Mercury goes retrograde, the planet that rules communication, exchange, transportation, so we can have breakdowns of computers, we can have miscommunications, but it's an opportunity time to enhance your communication skills and say, this is what I thought you said. Is this what you meant? And this is what I heard. Is that correct? And so Mercury going retrograde in Aries coming up is going to be really a time where we can use a lot of patience, because Aries can be very impulsive and bold. We'll put it in a nice light. And Mercury likes to move very fast as well. So with this combination, there can be a frustration tendency. So just keep that in mind. It's already in what's called the shadow period. And I wrote my notes so I would actually get this right. So we're not, incorrect on Mercury going retrograde. So Mercury went into the shadow March 8th. And what that means is that it's slowed down. You know, it's just like when you're driving a car and you're going a certain speed, to stop and back up, you've got to slow down first. So, you know, you'll start to feel that, and especially as mediums and healers and psychic people, you feel it when it starts, you know, things start happening. And so just keep that in mind, and then the actual retrograde period is March 22nd to April 15th, tax day. But you'll really feel that until the beginning of May. And like I said, it's not a great time, well, I didn't say it, but it is not a great time to sign contracts, you know, to start anything new. Retrograde, retro, means we want to go back over. So anything that you need to revise, connecting with old friends, and you'll find this will happen, is that old friends will contact you that you haven't talked to in a long time. It's a good time for business to connect with old clients, people you've done business with. So it does have benefits. You know, it's not just, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating, you know, but seriously, it is to slow down, recheck, especially if you're traveling. I would recommend going someplace you've been before, unless you want it to be really exciting, MacGyver, and you like to work things out. Yeah, so revisiting places you've been and checking, you know, the bus schedule, the flight schedule, making sure stuff like that is what it's supposed to be. Be running to catch a flight at the next terminal because you thought it was, you know, this one. Let's see. So we did that, Mercury retrograde. Let me see, what else? Can I take questions or no? Okay. Yes, because everybody streaming is like, I want to ask a question. Okay. So, no, you know what? With the, yes, I am going to be done. Is that okay? My head is just like this. So thank you, everybody. And I'm very excited for the mediumship. As Colby was saying, you know, I'm excited for the astrology talk. I'm excited for the medium. So it's great. So everybody is inspiring everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. See, that's interesting, and I'm immersed in travel. I don't know about you guys, but it is, travel always gives me anxiety. Everything gives me anxiety. I talk to dead people. I'm happy. So we have an amazing meeting. I mean, you guys, especially if you are at home, you know, you don't want to miss this because these three mediums, they work professionally. They work with love, compassion, and it's really, really fun. So I would love to introduce our first medium, and she knows how much I love her. She's funny and she's joyful, and no matter what is going on in her life, she makes a point to smile and to raise the vibration of those around her. And she delivers from the heart, and sometimes she cries when giving messages. So she is compassionate and empathetic in her delivery because that's how special it is for her and how important it is to make sure that she gets it right for the recipient. So I would love to welcome Susan Schiller.
You know, I have to say what Kofi said today when she was doing her channeling. I believe it was, you are magical.
And I was like, that's my mantra today. I'm sticking with that. Okay, thank you. And I will try not to cry. She's right. There are so many times I get this into a big question mark. So I'll try not to do that. Okay, so let's see who wants to come through. Okay, so the first spirit that I feel like is coming through is the lady. I do feel I'm dealing with a grandmother. I do feel like she's a grandmother on your mother's side of the family. And I feel like I'm a very articulate woman. I'm drawn to this side of the room as I'm saying this. Does anybody understand this? Grandmother on mother's side of the family feels kind of proper to me, and she feels like she's articulate. So this would be your mother's mother. Anybody understand that? You guys keep listening. Okay, so let me see if I can just keep going here. She does not feel like she was really old when she passed. And I feel as though she would have been very well put together. Does anyone over here understand that? Grandmother, mother's side of the family. She feels like she was well put together. She feels like she was articulate. Do you understand that? Anybody else? I just want to make sure. Okay. And does everything I say make sense? Do you understand that? Okay. All right. Because I do. I feel like I've got good posture again. All right. All right. I do feel like I'm a very intelligent woman. I feel like I have a certain innate sense of wisdom. I feel like I speak slowly and I speak clearly. Do you understand that with your grandma? Like I feel like I have an inner monologue. Like I think before I speak. Yeah. Okay. And I feel like I'm not saying she was an aloof woman, but I'm not feeling like all gooey and kissy and stuff like that. I feel like you had to know her for her to be that way. No.
It's
Okay.
all over.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Does anyone else understand? Okay, so I know I've got a grandmother. I feel like I'm on mother's side of the family. That feels correct. I feel like very proper, very well put together. I do feel like articulate. And I feel like when I say standoffish, I feel like you had to kind of be in her inner circle before she kind of let her guard down. Does anyone understand this?
Possibly it would be great.
Okay, is it on mom's side of the family? Because I definitely am on mom's side of the family. Okay, and there's a properness with this woman?
Yes.
Okay, properness, is that proper? Okay, yeah. All right, so let me see what else I can find about her. Now I'm going back to the way that she thinks, because I do feel like I'm a very organized thinker. Do you understand that? It's kind of a weird way of putting it. I feel like with this great grandmother, I feel like at the end she would have been on medicine. Do you understand that? You wouldn't. Oh, dang, you nab it. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there was medicine. And do you understand her not being super, super old when she passes? Or at least seeming young? Do you know enough about her?
I know, but I don't know like age and all that. I knew her when I was very young.
Okay. Does anyone else understand this? If I'm wrong about the mother connection, that this being a grandmother. Gosh dang. Let's see, we can figure this out. Or maybe not even being, okay, so I'm just gonna start back. I feel like I have an older lady, but I don't feel old. I feel like there's a connection to your mother's side of the family with this lady. I feel like she's very well put together. I feel like she's articulate. Does anyone understand that if I just say there's a connection to the mother's side of the family? You do understand that. You possibly, okay, because I can't get away from the other side of the family. I know I'm right on that one. All right, and this is a different person than what we spoke about before. And this is a connection to your mother's side of the family?
And a grandmother.
And your grandmother, okay. But she wasn't your mother's mother.
Yeah, she was my mom's mom.
Oh,
The proper thing that
It's kind of, okay, do you understand her monologue though? Like, I feel like she thought before she spoke, okay? Okay, let me just see what else. Okay, I am feeling, like I'm saying, when I look at your mother, I'm feeling, okay, I want to say this properly. Because I feel like she's making a reference to your dad. Okay, I feel like she's making a reference to your dad in kind of a funny way. So I feel like this lady would have liked your dad and would have thought he was a bit of a, okay, I'm hearing the word aghast. So she would have thought he was funny. Would you understand that? Or this lady would think that your dad was funny?
She liked
She liked it. Do you understand? Okay, there's something about the funny though. Is there a reference that you would understand with her knowing that your dad was funny?
a good girl, you know.
Okay,
He wasn't like a comedian.
okay, no, not saying comedian, like she would have thought like there's like an odd funny thing.
Okay.
Okay? All right, let me keep going here. It's just kind of see like what message she has for this. Okay. There's a strength with this lady though, do you understand that? Okay, because I feel like as I kind of step into her, I just feel like she was very strong up here, very moral fiber, didn't like, and I feel there were a lot of breezes in her life that could have knocked her over, but she never got knocked over. And I am feeling more drawn this just because of the grammar. They do feel that, okay, and this wasn't grammar, right? Okay. But I feel like what she's talking about is your own life right now, and the need that you have right now holding your own strength, and knowing that the winds are gonna come, and the winds are gonna be very close to knocking you down. But I feel like what she's saying is, the way that Spirit shows this to me is there is a sense of in the family, on the mother side of the family, of being weebles. They wobble, but they don't fall down. All right, and she just wants you to know that. And I do feel like I'm going back to this woman just, and the connection to you as well with the inner monologue, thinking before you speak. I think what she's saying is with you sometimes there's more of an impetuousness. And she's saying with her, it's like, use her as a role model for this. And I do feel like this woman is a spirit guide of yours. Okay, I feel like she is kind of close to you. I don't know how close you were in life, but I feel like she's very close to you now. And I feel like she's here to give you that strength. Do you understand that? Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that with you. Okay, sorry I couldn't place that one sooner. Okay, the next spirit person that I have coming through is an older gentleman. He feels wonderful to me, and I want to touch my belly. So he may have had a little bit of a belly, or he may have just held his belly when he spoke. But I am drawn to this older gentleman needing medicine at the end. He needed medicine at the end, and I'm also drawn to, there may have been an issue with like his rotator cuff. I'm not sure if you'd even be aware of that, but I just feel like I might have had a hard time like putting my arm up at a certain time. I am drawn to this gentleman being a grandfather of someone who's here. And when I'm drawn to the stomach area too, I feel like he may have overindulged in food and his belly may have hurt sometimes. Does anyone understand this? Gentleman, belly, and it does feel like there's tummy issues. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Is this grandfather on your father's side?
It's not a
It's
grandfather.
not a grandfather, but he was like a grandfather? Okay.
I don't get father?
It was your father?
My
You're
father.
saying it could be your father, okay. Because I feel like I'm on dad's side of the family, that's why it feels like that. So let me just, but do you understand the belly? I just really want to touch my stomach
Yes.
right now, okay. Feels significant, all right? I also feel like with this gentleman, there's a sensitivity, okay? And I feel like with his sensitivity, sometimes he could push things down, and I feel like that also affected his stomach. Do you understand that? Do you understand the shoulder, the road? Okay, because it's like I
Well,
can't.
it's not the, he had a port put here.
Okay, because it's just, I'm real sensitive here right now, and that was towards the end, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I do feel like the medicine and everything. I do feel like he doesn't want to talk about the later time. I feel like this is a gentleman who, he feels very capable to me. And I feel like in the later years, he wasn't capable, and that was really challenging for him. Do you understand that? I feel like this is a man who could make things happen. Do you understand that when I say that? He could make things happen. He feels very brave to me. Do you understand that? I feel like he could just kind of like, he just stepped into things. He stepped into life. I think family is really important to him. I feel like he sort of puts an umbrella over the family. Do you understand that? I feel like, because it's almost like he wanted to shield them from the storm. That's the way he shows it up with like an umbrella putting over them. With the stomach issues, I am drawn to, as I'm talking about the stomach issues and the sensitivity, I feel like sometimes he had a hard time getting out of his own way. Do you understand that with the sensitivity? Yeah. And I also feel like that being said, he knows he doesn't need to say this to you, but I feel like he wants to say this to you. He's saying, I'm sorry, all right? Yeah, and the interesting way that he puts that is he knows you've forgiven him, but I still feel like he wants to put it, I'm just holding his tongue. But he wants to put that out to you because it's very, very important. And I feel like what he's also telling you, because my hands are on my stomach, is the fact that you can sometimes push things down as well. And he's concerned about that, okay? Because he's like, they need to come out, you need to express. He puts you as this beautiful, angelic person with these like little fairy things coming off of your shoulders. And I just feel like what he's saying, kind of like what Colby had said earlier, you have magic in you. And he wants you to step into that magic because he couldn't get out of his own way. And he's like, because of things that have happened to him, certain things happened to you. And that's where the apology comes in. But more than anything, he's like, you've really risen to the occasion. And that's where the pride is, true pride. It's just like my girl.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna
Sometimes when Susan talks, I feel like I need a dictionary. She's a teacher. So she's a teacher. And I'm like, what does that word mean? I grew up with my mom saying basis, and I was 30 when I found out that's not even a word. She meant base sports. So, a beautiful, beautiful message. So we, did you enjoy? Yeah, right? Well, hopefully we have more loved ones in spirit, because we do have more medium. So, our next medium is really what I love about her is her well-roundedness of not just mediumship, it's psyche, it's crystal healing, it's Reiki, it is all energy. It is just like, you know? I swear, I think if she stands up, you're going to see electricity come from so, but the messages and the way she works, it's thoughtful, and there's a level of sincerity about it, such a directness and such an intention that I love watching her work. So, and she's got a little place right around the corner, so it's perfect. And let me share with you Jules Davis.
Hello, everybody. I was just sitting back there thinking what a beautiful way to start our days, because all of us have loved ones in spirit, and I feel like it's such a gift to be able to connect people with their loved ones, because I know how amazing it is when I get to hear from my loved ones in spirit. So thank you all for joining us today. I'm just going to take a moment and see who I have here with me, and I'll just take a moment and see. Okay, I feel I have a mother in spirit here. And as she's blending with me, I feel the word proud comes to me. So I know she was a very proud woman. And as I'm saying that, I feel at times that pride could get a little bit in her way, because I feel as though she was so proud, sometimes she didn't always offer an apology. And she wants to let me know that right off the bat. I do feel that this woman would have passed from an illness. I feel that as well. And I want to say, I don't feel that she lived into old age, so I know she passed younger than she should have. And I feel a little bit more drawn over to this side, but can anybody understand a mother in spirit who passed from an illness and she had this pride personality. Possibly. Did you? No?
I think I need more information.
Need more information?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me see what else she wants to show me. I know she was bringing me over to flowers, and I know that that is something, I know a lot of women love flowers, but she's showing me that flowers would always be in the home, and I feel especially drawn to a table where there would always be fresh flowers, I feel. And as I'm saying that, I feel like at times she could have taken these from her garden and put them there, so I know there was always flowers in the home. And I do feel this woman, I know I talked about her proud personality. I do feel that she very much took pride as well in her family and in her home, because she's showing me that she kept her home very tidy. And I do feel like, I also feel that she took pride in being a mom. So I know she enjoyed doing things around the house. And she's just making me feel, she keeps showing me cookies, so I know that she would have, and as I'm saying that, I feel like, I heard peanut butter, I feel like there would have been a specific cookie that she would have made. Does this also make sense to anybody here? No? Okay. All right, I'm just gonna ask her to blend with me a little bit more. Okay, she's making me feel as well that she had this big heart of compassion, and so I feel like she would have done stuff for people in the community. She's just giving me this sense of doing community outreach. Am I wandering far away from you guys? Nobody's with me anymore? No? Last y'all? All right. All right. I was sitting back there like so nervous, and now I'm just, I want to make sure that I'm on the right track here. So, okay. I know that I have a woman in spirit, and she was making me feel mother, so I know that there would have been a mother connection there. And I can't get away from being in her kitchen with her, and I feel if this wasn't mother, it would have been somebody that you looked to as mother. I just feel this motherly connection in a way where, you know, she would have had some compassion, taking care. And are you with me? Okay, but you couldn't take some of the stuff, so what couldn't you take?
I just don't know much about peanut butter.
Oh, the cookies? Is that the only thing that? Okay.
She was always cooking,
Okay.
always cooking for everyone.
In the kitchen.
Always, anyone who showed up.
And you felt this was like a mother type
She's
of
my
connection?
mom's best friend.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you would have spent
But
time
she
in
was
her
like
home,
my stepmom.
like your mother. Okay, all right, thank you. And you can understand everything else about her personality as well?
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel a strong woman, but also feel compassion. Did you
Yes,
also
yes.
understand her helping other people and things
Yeah.
like that? Okay, thank
She
you.
didn't in the community necessarily, but through
She helped other people.
anyone who needed help.
Okay, because I just
Everyone
feel
came
with this
first.
woman, she had this really big heart.
Yes.
Big personality, but also
Yes.
very big heart is what I feel with her. Okay, thank you. And she's making me feel that you have some of those traits as well. Do you understand
Yeah.
that? Because I feel that you have this strength in your personality, and also you have this compassion and gentleness where you like to help other people. So she's just recognizing this ability in you as well. I feel like she looks very fondly upon you.
Yeah.
So I know that there was a close connection there as well. Okay. And she's making me feel that she looks out for you. Do you know this? Are you okay? And she's like, I look out for her and the family. So I feel that I just need to also reiterate that. That's something that you don't know. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else she wants to share with you today. I feel like there's been a bit of a struggle with you lately. So I know that she's letting me know that she's been around you extra. Do you understand this? Yes? Okay, because she's just making me feel that it's been a rough patch, but I feel, I don't want to say right away, but she's just guiding me towards September. I feel like the next few months, things are going to start to even out a little bit. But I just know that she has your back and she's working things out for you. So I feel like I have to share that with you. And thank you very much.
Thank
for
you.
letting me The hardest thing about this is that we work with intangibles, right? And we never know what we're gonna get, so. All right, just see who wants to come forward now. Okay, I now have a man here in spirit. Okay, different personality with this man. I feel a lot more sense of reserve with this man, very stoic, bit of a quiet man, although I know he at times could be quite funny as well. But there's this seriousness that I feel with this man. I am very drawn to the chest, having to do with his passing. And he is also giving me the impression that he didn't live a full life, because I know his life changed very quickly, so it feels like a fast passing with him. Are you taking this already? Okay, let me just see if there's anything else that he wants me to say before. Okay, I definitely feel chest related with him. Would you also understand him being a smoker?
There's a couple people, I don't know.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
and I don't know which one you're on.
All right, okay. All right, so I now have a man here. I have this seriousness with him, but also that he could be quite funny. I also am feeling that he passed quickly, and there's something to do with the chest with this. He was coming in as a smoker. I feel like he was a cool guy, like he liked to have drinks and smoke. I don't know if that makes him cool or not, but just giving me the sense I feel very cool with this man. And as I'm saying that, he's also making me feel that his dress was kind of cool. Like when he walked into a room, he had an aura about him. So you're away with me? Okay, you understand this? You understand this, okay. Would you also understand him wearing like fedora type of hats? Both of you as well? So he's just showing me these hats. Like I feel like this guy walked into a room and people would look at him and notice him. Okay, let me just see which one of you I'm with. Okay, because and you both understand the quick passing having to do with the chest? It wasn't quick for you.
Same here, but it could have happened.
Having to do with the chest. Okay, so I just feel something in the chest. I feel like there was a shift and he just went. So that's what it feels for me, that there was something quick about the passing. Okay, I also feel this man, I feel like we're in the day of apologies here, because I feel like this man wants to give an apology, because I feel that at times he wasn't the best about expressing his emotions. Do both of you understand? Is it your father? I know Trina, so I just want to acknowledge that. Is this your father? Do you think it might be? And how father is that? Okay. All right. Let me just have him give me something. Does the number 57, is that an age or something? Is that 1957? Number 57 was just coming up for me.
I heard yesterday that my ex is 57.
I don't know, just about the number 57. So, okay, let me just ask him to separate you a little bit more, because I'm facing the same direction over here with you too. And I want to make sure I get this right for you. Okay, all right, so I know the hats, and I also feel that there was a connection with music with him, because he's making me feel like he spent a lot of time around music or listened to music. I'm feeling like jazz music, that type of thing. Do either of you understand that? No.
He played guitar.
Okay.
But I don't think he was in a jazz.
Okay, all right, but you would understand the music. Okay, but would you also understand him going to clubs or somewhere where there would be music playing? Because I feel like this is somewhere that I want to be spending a lot of time in. You understand that? You don't understand that? Okay, sorry, can I just work with you really quickly? All right, so this is father. He's making me feel there were other children. Do you also understand that? Because I feel children here. And I know when he left this earth, it left a hole in the family. Obviously, it's your father, but he's just making me feel that things weren't quite resolved at the end of his life. Do you understand that? Yeah. Okay. And I do feel with him, as he's gone over to the other side, he's been able to see a little bit more of the big picture, because I feel when he was of this earth, he can be a little bit selfish at times. Do you understand that? Because he's just making me feel that family, although he loved his family, he would like to go out and do things away from the family as well. So not always putting a priority in the family. Do you understand that? Okay. Because he's just making me feel that over in spirit, it's like his priority right now to make sure all the children are being taken care of. Because I feel he just is trying to invest back into the family and put a lot of energy forth into being that father caretaker that he wasn't always able to be when he was here on this earth. So I just want to give that to you.
You still having fun? I always love when we get to listen to mediums and their connections, because how nice is it? You know, we go through our day to day and we don't take time to really find out about each other's lives or the loved ones, right? And if you say to someone, "How you doing?" "I'm fine." "How's everything?" "It's good." "How's work?" "Busy." Right? But yet when we have these messages and these connections, you get to see the dad. You know what the dad is like. You get to experience that connection and that healing along with the recipient. It just reminds us that we really are connected. So with that being said, we have another medium. This medium I do love. I've known her a long time now, actually, and we're both master teachers through the LWI SSD, Lisa Williams. And we have very different styles, and that's also what's amazing about mediumship is, you know, that the personality of the medium is such an intricate part of the connection and experience itself. And this medium is just so gentle and sweet and kind and loving. Like, you are gonna feel like you are all wrapped up in one blanket. Like, you are gonna get the love massage. All right. So I would love to introduce my friend, fellow master teacher, Karen Anderson.
Wow.
Good morning, everyone out there. This is such a beautiful spot, yes?
Yes.
And there's such a feeling of home and hearth and connection. And that's because of the beautiful vision of our Colby and spirit. And when I came through the door, there was greeters at the door. Now, she was, but I mean, speaking as well, and it felt so embraced. So I'd like to do a little thing for our Colby and give back. Let's all sing happy birthday to her. I'll start, but please don't jump. And those of you out there, please join us.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Colby. Happy birthday to you.
And to everyone in spirit here, in the room, in spirit, and of course you out there in beautiful, loving Facebook land or wherever you're streaming. Let's see. Singing brings the energy up. So I like to do that between meetings, because it kind of breaks up the crowd a bit. But I do have a gentleman here, and he's a very proud cowboy. He loves the song Rhinestone Cowboy. So when I hear this song, I feel like he's either connected to the cowboy life or the cowboy style, or Glenn Campbell, Glenn Campbell. And I feel like he would have worn kind of Western or cowboy-ish. Thank you. So you can take this. Okay. And he's so proud of his cowboy ways. And I feel like, though, but I don't feel like he was much on a horse. You see, I kind of rode him in my dreams because
I skinned him on the way, or he had very respect for them. And let me ask you, would you like to hear that?
Yes.
Okay, he's sending you so much love. And he is someone I would say would have a very kind of a dry sense of humor. And in that dry sense of humor, sometimes he was the only one laughing. But then others would get it a little later. So I did my job. He's also saying something about rodeos or rodeo life. Do you understand this?
Yes.
I'm also drawn to Wyoming. Do you understand
Yes,
Wyoming?
absolutely.
And I feel like home on the range, God's country, openness. So either I lived there, grew up there, or have a heart connection there. He's also showing me the Rockies, Colorado. So I don't know if that's for you or somebody else in the family. Is this right to say this is your father or father-like figure? Okay. He's considering himself though a father figure to you as well. He's saying, oh, no, I told her this such a match, you know. But he's very proud of the beautiful, beautiful soul that you are. You left your hair on. And he's saying, in my day, that would have never. And he's loving it because they're really tall. He's telling me. Now he's saying that's something he wouldn't have said. But he's learning a lot from you and others in the family that are growing your soul. And literally taking, not going through growing pains. He says he's sorry things have been a little rough, but the seas are calming. But he's not much for the ocean, but I do feel that when he would go to the ocean, it was a reverence because the ocean, I feel like at one point there was a spirit with him in the ocean. Do you understand? Or someone in the family?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. Was he in the service in the Navy? Yeah, okay, it scared him. That vast, me too. I mean, from the shore, it looks good. It's a past life thing. It really is. But he's saying that he wants you to go to the ocean. You need to go to the ocean.
No, but I'm always saying I need to go to
You need to. You need to. Because he wants you to right there. You're right. Yes. He's right there. And he said, call upon the energy of the ocean, the molecules of the water, and the magic as, Clinician said today, that magical, mystical, beautiful energy to draw the natural writer that you are. I mean, you have writer's block right now.
Yes.
He said it's not really writer's block, you're kind of procrastinating.
Yes.
No secrets in the universe, for sure. But he's saying you'll get your groove back. And he's also saying that you are taking a trip over the oceans, and he will be with you. This time it looks different from his perspective, but he's saying enjoy, and be in joy. Because he loves, he's showing me, my grandfather used to do this horsey ride on the knee.
Oh,
Did you do that
always,
too?
okay, I have to show you guys.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
time.
He's hanging out. And with my grandfather, he said, whoa, and I'd fall off. But he wants to give you all of his love and send it to mother. Is this his daughter? Send it to mother.
To a mother or
To
my mother?
Your mother or a mother. Something about, tell her everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Do you know who we're speaking about?
It might be my mom or my sister.
Who is a mom?
Yes.
Is she worried about something
Yes.
as a mom?
Yeah.
Prayers are heard, and they're doing their very, very best.
Okay.
I see a lot of nurses' caps and healing people around your sister. With the issue that there's a concern about. So I'm going to leave you with that, sweetheart. Oh, my goodness. There's so many. How do you know what Oh, gosh. Okay, I do have a woman here that was all heart, but she also comes from the heart. And I feel like the heart, it didn't ail her, if you will, in her young youth or her mothering, but it did later in life. I do feel, as with myself, there's a pacemaker that was put in later. I'm going to take this. She's making me very antsy, so maybe she needed a pacemaker, but I do feel that the heart was my ticket home, she's telling me. So there was either a heart failure, heart attack, or something with the heart. Or she died of a broken heart. anybody take this?
I don't know.
Would it be correct to say this is a mother energy to you or
Yeah.
a mother? I feel very stubborn, and the stubbornness really did affect my heart because it blocked me off. And I feel like my heart was blocked not when I was young, but as I got older. I felt life unfair. Life really, and my stubbornness, my stoic, staunchness, came out to others. You understand? And I'm sorry for that, but it did affect my heart. And she's saying, if this is your mother? Do you feel
Yeah, I think so.
I feel it is, and I feel that she's saying that you take a lot to heart. This is your very soft spot, do you understand? But you never let anybody see that. You don't show it, right? She's saying, feel what you feel, say what you say, and just get it out. I'm also feeling, do you have any, do you want to hear everything?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to hear everything?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do you feel in terms of heart going on the rhythm?
Yes.
Yeah, she's saying that stress, but it can go like I had, where I can really block off my feelings because feelings hurt, or if I hold myself in state, then no one can hurt me again. Like, once you get a ticket, get your ticket, kind of thing. But she's saying, no, that's not, don't do it my way. Do it differently. In this environment, you learn away from it. She's a very fast talker. I'm trying to keep up with her. She's really fast.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
then she's out, got it out, and then she a little bit more. She wanted her way, always. Do you understand what I mean? I want my way, I want my way, even when she got older. I'm going to have it my way. Do you understand what she's saying? Okay. She's saying that part she regrets because there are so many different things she didn't look at because of pride and stubbornness that she could have taken in and had an easier way about things. Do you understand? She is bringing a young man forward in spirit. And my eye is twitching. It's really interesting. Is this gonna
Possibly.
Yeah, she is. If you're thinking of who it is, she says it is.
Yeah.
My eye's sorry. My eye is twitching. That's really weird. And I feel like they're together. They're enjoying, but I feel he's not very old on the other side. And I feel like he's enjoying 0 to 60 when he was here, but I feel like he got everything he needed to. But over there, he's being the young man, the teen, the young man, the man. He's growing in that respect. Do you understand? I feel like he has been a teacher for her as well. This is how it really goes. Are they connected?
Well, it's my brother, maybe.
But no, young. Did you pass young?
No. Well, not young, but not young, like 40s, 50s.
This is a young, teenish, young adult energy. That happens in piggyback. This is okay, Mom, hold on. She's probably bringing somebody else through. Yes, I feel out young, a young male, sandy blonde, brown hair. Hi. Love to talk. But I also feel like this beautiful man is someone that lives life in a short amount of time, but a lot. I'm going to do, like, Mom, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do, like, really high energy. I feel like did he have ADHD? Kind of like I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of feeling. Bring it in, buddy. Bring it in, girl it down. I do feel, I want to say that I feel that, yes, I was responsible for my crossing, but there was something else there that attributed to this, do you understand? Without telling the family stuff. He's saying that he is sending their irises, those purpley with the yellow and
Weird. I'm getting iris, but I also, my brother's staying on and he didn't picking this stuff out, so.
Everybody got on the bus today. So to both of you, I think my time is up.
Yeah, no, I just sent up some purple irises. Yeah.
That's weird. My mom used to grow them and that was a big deal.
It's all.
So, hey to both of you. I feel like Mom is really learning through this. And one thing you can learn through her is stubbornnness or holding that in. It doesn't help. And she's saying, watch this, because it means you're out of rhythm with your natural. And she sent me a lot of love and tulips. Did you like tulips? won't go there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, tulips for you. Some tulips. Spring is coming. And so thank you, everyone.
I love how those two spirits are duking it out.
She'd go there and no! I've got tulips. Here's my birthday.
Oh, is Easter the birthday?
My birthday.
You cannot make this up. I mean,
That's so funny. So, all right, so I'll do a couple of quick messages as well. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed today.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you, Rick. Okay, I have another young man that is in spirit that makes me feel like he is also responsible for his passing. He makes me feel a little more rugged, I think is the right way to place him, because I'm seeing someone who would have been more adventurous, maybe on a motorcycle, might have had a tattoo or two. Like he's kind of that bad boy, but like he's kind of sexy. So, but I do feel like he's responsible for his passing, and this feels like it's a friend. So, does someone have a friend that would be responsible for their passing, that they can understand this adventurous, this ruggedness about him, this kind of personality? You can take that? Okay. Do you understand, can I just say that, do you understand the sexiness too?
Yes.
Okay, because I just feel like he didn't always like to wear a shirt. So, I don't mind looking at him. He's kind of easy on the eyes. So, now, do you also understand the tattoo, or do you have a tattoo also in honor of him? Okay, got it. And then do you also understand the motorcycle or connection to adventure for him? Okay. And he gives me this feeling where he's always trying to test himself, always trying to push himself. Like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Like, I feel like that's where he just kept trying to push through everything. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. He also gives me a sense of feeling lost, to be honest, like trying to figure out where he fit in, because I feel like just through his upbringing, he didn't quite fit in. Does that make sense as well? Okay. He also shows me, casually dressed. So I feel like he liked to be casual, right? But he looked good doing it. And he also, though, here's what's interesting. Although he kind of had this struggle within himself, he was always very kind, always very encouraging. Does you understand that? Okay. And I just feel like he would have he's kind of philosophical, to be honest. He's like, he doesn't look like it, but yet when he would speak, he'd be so wise. And so you'd be like, that is amazing. And I just see some writing with him as well. So I feel like he would either write or tell the stories. You understand that? Okay, thank you. And I just want to share with you that he gives me this time. Like, I ask, why? Why would you want to step forward today for her? And he's just saying, this is your time. And he wants to encourage you, to play your own music, play to the beat of your own drum, and to not be afraid to stand up and stand out, and to know that he's like always got your back, okay? Because that's what I also feel. So I'll leave that with you. I've got a lady in spirit. She's making me feel like this is Mother, and she's given me a strong sense of always wanting to keep things together. So I feel like she's constantly trying to keep things together and not make people upset in the house, especially her spouse. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Would someone, I actually really feel drawn to the back. Would you understand a mother in spirit for you with the black shirt?
Black shirt.
You have a black shirt.
Is your mom in spirit?
Yes.
Okay, you understand mom in spirit, yes?
Yes.
Okay, would you understand mom trying to keep the household together or not trying to upset other people in the household growing up?
Probably my mother died when she was very young.
Okay, do you understand, do you remember her though?
Yes.
Okay, I do, because it feels very strongly she's for you just because she went to the back. So always take note of what you're wearing, what your name is. But because I feel like mom wants to come to you. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. Mom gives me this strong feeling of, again, I'm going to go back to keeping those things in order. Maybe it is because, she was passing, but I do feel like she wanted to make sure everything was okay. It feels like that was important to her, okay? And she gives me this feeling where I feel like she couldn't always be there. Almost like she couldn't have the strength to be there at times, right?
My mother was very sick.
Okay, because I feel like, I just feel like I'm even almost bedridden or not able to really move around, okay? And I just get this feeling of also, and I guess, is it okay to say everything? Okay, I also see a lot of medication. So would you understand mom had
Yes.
a lot of pill bottles or a lot of medication by her?
Yes.
Okay, because I also feel like, I also just feel like that impacted her ability to talk. Because I feel like she wasn't always able to talk or talk at the end, okay?
She died of asthma. She had
Okay.
very bad.
Okay, thank you. And she gives me this feeling around her where I just want to share with you that she does love you. I want to share with you, like, I feel like even though she wasn't able to move, even though she wasn't able to I'll tell you what, she had this idea of what she wanted to be as a mom, and she just wasn't able to do it physically. And I feel like she wants you to know how much she loves you and that she wanted you to know that she wants you. She wants you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she watches you constantly from the other side. And she does, I know we've had a lot of flowers today, but she gives a rose. So I don't know if rose is connected to the name Rose or an actual rose, but do you have a connection to Rose for your mom?
My grandmother's name is Rose.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So it is letting me know that the rose passes down, okay? And I just want you to know that you are just so loved and supported from the other side. And although mom wasn't able to, I don't know, stand by you, she was always with you. Okay?
I understand.
Okay, so I'll leave that with
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, so that is our service for today. And we have a couple of things that I just want to give some quick announcements for the mediums. They have some things coming up that I'd love to share. On some of the chairs, as you exit today, you may see a little plate on the back. It's a memorial plate that if anyone, you can order a memorial plate and your loved one will forever be in the space and cared for and helped. So it's always kind of nice if anyone's interested in that. Okay, so we have, well, actually, Susan and Jules are doing an event together. They're doing a gallery on April 14th. So they're going to come together and give messages, and it will be at Jules' place, which she can share with you. It's called RLX. It's around the corner, but she can share with you after, where it is and how to get details on it. But the two of them are going to work together, deliver messages, just like you saw today, and some psychic fun, it looks like, right? Which is always fun, isn't it? That's going to be Saturday, April 14th. And then Susan is also working with another medium friend of ours, Terry Huberman, and that is Saturday, March 24th. and that is at the Complex Hollywood. So you can always reach out to them after the service to kind of get more details, to see how you can sign up. Jules is also doing a full moon meditation and sound bath, right, on March 31st. So those are always fun, right? That whole transformational coming together. And then on April 14th, she's going to do the Spirit Gallery, and she's going to do a psychic development workshop on April 15th. So, and Karen and I, we have the summit. We do the LWISSD summit. That is, the applications are being accepted now. Starts in June, I believe. So she'll be in Ventura, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, and then on March 18th here, if you just have a desire to work on your intuition or tap into some psychic stuff, kind of understand, hey, how can I use this? How can I make decisions in my life? It's really fun. We do a lot of different exercises, and it's just on Sunday, March 18th. So there you go. And, you know, I appreciate you all coming today and supporting your community, being a part of the community. And thank you so much to the mediums and to Lori, because there is no service without the volunteers of these great mediums, connectors, light workers, healers. You know, it takes them saying, yes, I will show up. I will be there. I will volunteer my time. So, you know, get a chance to talk to them, get to know them. But I do want to thank you all so much. And our next service will be the second Sunday of April. And enjoy your day. I'll put the basket in the back. I know some of you came late, so you can throw your donation in there if you feel inspired to. Have a beautiful day, everybody.